And what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Yogo, coming to you live on twitch.tv. What's going on to all my lurkers, chatters, and VOD watchers? It is a pleasure to have you and a pleasure to be here for you on this lovely Tuesday evening. And as you all know, there may be a little bit of smoking and drinking going on the stream, so if you're underage, don't do it. If you never smoked or drank before in your life, don't start. But if you are going to join me, then please do so responsibly. Danny boy, what's going on? How are you today? How was your Tuesday evening so far? What have you been up to, good sir? Also, I have news. I have a lot of news. Sort of, yes. A lot of news. What I would like to start by saying is I've made some changes. What's BD2? Bravely Default 2. So the options are Rise for Monster Hunter Rise, Spin for the Wheel of Games, and BD2 for Bravely Default 2. In fact, I need to I'll be alright. I'll fix that later. But yes, those are the options. Yeah, so quick bomb. If you haven't already noticed, no stream avatars. There's no more stream avatars. It's gone. It's been removed. You can no longer convert points. You can no longer convert your tomes into scrolls. No longer do that. There's no more stream avatars. I've removed it. With much consideration, I have decided to retire stream avatars. Secondly, the channel loyalty points, tomes, have been renamed to runes. They are now runes instead of tomes. Runes. Third bit of news. It's actually a lot. I would definitely recommend it for people unfamiliar. Check out !game list to review the rules. Because a lot of stuff has been changed. Review it. Definitely look over it. But in short, the clause of the channel has been changed. Some new rules have been added. But the most important rule that I think I want to touch on is the recently added rule, I believe it's number 25, which states that, no, it's rule 24, excuse me, my mistake. Rule 24 basically states that, this is the reason why this is important, because it impacts everybody. June 1st, every year, is going to be loyalty point purge day. Basically, everybody's points, including mine, have been reset to 0. So, also, I have temporarily retired adding a waifu to the overlay. So, that's, it's not a permanent removal, but it is something I'm putting on hold for a while. So there's that. But yes. Definitely recommend reviewing the game list because it goes over all the rules as well as contains all the games that I'm planning to play, have played, will play, or games that I simply have scheduled. Definitely review that. But yes, I just wanted to go ahead and point those things out because, man, I spent all day really thinking about it, like what I wanted to change about certain things. I was honestly tempted to even change the entire overlay, but I decided against doing that. I decided against changing the overlay. The overlay is not going to be changed. I quite like this overlay, so I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with this overlay for now. That is, I'm gonna stick with it for now. That is. But yeah, the voting system is still in place. That is something I definitely consider. I did consider getting rid of the voting system temporarily, and then I was like, nah, I kind of like it. Again, the voting is a choice. You don't gotta vote, but if you want to vote, if you want to have a say in what I do on stream, you have that ability to vote. Simple as that. Aside from that, yes, I have decided to include myself. If you read the clause, you should kind of get it, but in the clause, basically what I say is that I've decided to not only stream for just like everybody that comes here to the channel, but also for myself. Like I typically did this because I just like meeting people, and I wanted to put on a place for them to be able to come and meet and hang out and all that shit, but I didn't really include myself in that. So from this point forward, I'm actually going to include myself in that, why I stream. Like, I also stream for myself, basically. So I stream for y'all, but also stream for myself too. And that is a change that I wanted to make, because I didn't at first. I streamed just because I wanted to meet y'all, everybody, all my lickers, chatters, and VOD watchers. I did it just because I wanted to meet y'all. But now I stream also for myself, because I do actually enjoy streaming. I think it's fun. I literally do. So now that is also part of my clause. A lot of stuff has changed. A lot of stuff going forward has changed. And also why today, June 1st, is marking, even though I called it the Runes Purge Day, it is also the starting point of me actually wanting to do more with this stream than just put on a stream. So, all right, now that I have that out of the way, man, today was a busy day. So I don't know if I told any of y'all this, but I mean, y'all should know that I've been for a while I had been 3D printing. I don't really talk about it much, but I got my 3D printers. I've been working on them obviously off screen. Yeah, off screen. Yeah, nobody really sees it, but I've been working on it because I love it. I love fucking technology. I love fucking 3D printers. So I've been working on 3D printers, but for the past fucking 2 weeks, was it 2 weeks? It was it's probably about 2 weeks. I was struggling because I had switched materials, and this is a little, probably might be over some people's heads, but basically I changed the type of plastic I was printing with. There's two of the more common types of plastics, PLA and ABS. I switched to ABS, and I swear to God, it made me hate 3D printing. It made me hate it. That is the worst material I ever fucking used. But today I switched back to PLA, and now I am back to wanting to print some 3D figures. I actually printed a Eevee. I'm not really going to show you guys because it didn't really turn out that great. But I did print an Eevee figure that I wanted to fucking paint. But yeah, it ain't turning out all that good. So the next Eevee, like the Eevee Pokemon that I print, I will paint. Because I want to be like, or not really want to be like, but one of the things I've always wanted to do was paint figures, like anime character figures. And so I want to, like, I have a couple of anime characters, like well, I don't own them, but I have a couple of models that I'm planning on printing. Like I got like some Tula Ru characters. I got like some Vocaloid characters like Miku Hatsune. I got 2B from Nier Automata. You know I'm gonna print that shit. You know I'm gonna fucking print 2B. It's only a matter of time. Like I have like two versions of 2B, and one she's like standing with her sword, which is really dope, and then the other one is like her sitting on Emil's head or some shit like that. It's really fucking dope looking. But yeah, like I plan on printing those and painting them in the future. And maybe once that gets taken care of, I plan to like actually post those on the internet, because I'm very much an artist at heart. So the idea is to, if they turn out good, take pictures of it and post it on the internet. But if they turn out shit, I am going to put them out of their misery. Danny says, what are your thoughts on Fallout 76? You know, honestly, I don't really have any thoughts of it for myself, if that makes sense, because I haven't played the game, but I haven't wanted to play the game because everything I've heard about the game and everything that I've seen about the game just make the game look really bad, like really bad. And I do not know if any of that has changed since the last time I've seen it. Then it says, I like it a lot better now. Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I heard that they were adding NPCs into the game. They're making more like Fallout, and you know, I think that's cool. I just honestly, I haven't really heard anything too much else about it. So aside from that, I never really formed an opinion. And he's okay, so let me think, because I did want to play it. Ironically, back in the day, I did want to play it when they first announced it, but I was like, you know what, let me wait till reviews, all that shit drops, and the reviews were just absolutely shit on the game, and I was like, okay, never mind, maybe I will hold off on that. And then I haven't looked back since, really. But if you say it's good, or at least you say it's gotten a lot better now, maybe I'll look into it a bit. Like, I'll go look at some videos or something, see what people are saying about it now in 2021. I think that'd be a good, you know, thing to do. If people are saying that it's more worthwhile to play in 2021, maybe I'll give it a shot. Because I had a friend who had told me to, you know, try getting into a Fallout game. I originally said I was going to do that with 4, never got 4. And I saw 76, thought I was going to get 76, and 76 was just bad. So now I was like, well, shit. He said, haven't played the latest update. So how far did you get in Fallout 76 though? Like how far did you get in the game? Because I don't know like the extent of like how far you can progress in Fallout 76. Said you reached endgame. Interesting. Okay. And like, did you play from like the beginning, from like launch to like recent?
That's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you earned here tonight.
I might look into it. No, I will look into it after stream. In fact, I'll make a little note to myself to look into Fallout 76. I don't see why not. So let's see. Fallout 76, look into 2021. 2021. See what people are saying about it in 2021. We'll do that. Alright, but voting is over and it looks like we will be playing Bravely Default 2 today. Luckily, I already have my Switch booted up, so I am quite ready to do that. Just having a sip of this water with it. Haven't played Locked and Loaded, which is the new update. So, all right. So how often has Fallout 76 been updated though? Like, how often do they update that game? Is it like monthly, every few months? I want to know how, like, do the devs care about the game? That's basically what I'm asking. Like, how much do the devs care about the game? And in the meantime, though, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over here to the live scene. And then we're gonna get the game up on screen, because you know how we do. All right. And mute that. Sweet. We're going to go into this. Then it says pretty regularly. Huh. All right. Well, if that is the case, I like the sound of that. I like knowing that devs care about their games. Because I mean, like, look at like, for example, look at what is that shit called? Final Fantasy 14, right? Like, the devs care very deeply about the game and their community. And that's the kind of thing that I like seeing. I like seeing developers like show love for their community and their game. So if Fallout 76 has, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but at least some, you know, some semblance of it, then you know what? I'll look at it. I don't have a problem with that. It means it's worth checking out. In the meantime, though, that Bravely Default 2. Wanting to play Final Fantasy 14, the world events were pretty cool. I love Final Fantasy. I don't know. I think what you're referring to as like world events is more like the patch content, which is usually sieges. And the most recent siege that they had, not siege, but raids. The most recent raids were like the Near Automata ones and the 5, is it 5 point? Yeah, like the 5.0 updates. Is it 5.0 or is it 4.0? One of the two. But yeah, they are fucking amazing. They are really, really good. And in fact, are you talking about you got me. Fuck. Why you do this to me, Danny? Why you do this to me, man? That's fucked up. He's like, oh no, I wasn't talking about Fallout 14. I was talking about Fallout. All right. That sounds cool. I didn't know. I don't know too much about Fallout 76. So if it has world events, then shit. I like the sound of that. I like games that have world events. I like it where just dynamic shit happens. Like shit happens dynamically that like alters the world or some shit like that. I like that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's to that level, if 76 is to that level, but you know, world events in general, just, you know, random shit happening. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool in my opinion. I think what's the game that did that? I think Guild Wars 2 did something like that, where like, you know, there'd be like random or dynamic world events that would happen out in the world, and then like you just see like everybody come swarming to that area to go fucking do that. Oh, and Destiny does it too. That's right, Destiny does do it as well. That's another good example. Man, I feel like if Destiny, if I just got some good news about Destiny, just some good news, because I'm always hearing about people complaining about Destiny, so it makes me not want to get back into it. But if I hear at least a bit of good news about the game, it'll be enough to get me to go back and play it. But right now, like, I just keep hearing so much like contradicting negative information that deters me from playing it. All right, game. We're gonna turn you down just a little bit. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into Bravely Default 2. And I'm quite excited. I had put this game on hold because of Monster Hunter Rise, but that is okay because today we are going to finally get into our quest, our return to our quest for finding the ultimate JRPG. Actually, no, I didn't put it off for Monster Hunter. I put it off for Nier, then Monster Hunter. Give me 1 second though.
I am that which whispers, which carries, which connects. This thread of life, adrift, untethered. It must be woven back into the fabric of the world. Remember. Remember who you are.
Flame, what's going on, man? Hopefully you're having a fantastic Tuesday or whatever time it may be for you guys. Sir, welcome to the stream. As you can see, we are getting into Bravely Default 2 today because I have returned to my quest for the JRPG, the search for the one that I can call the greatest. Wait, Dan, you haven't played Destiny 2? Really? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I feel like everybody would have played that by now. It's been out for how many years now? A couple, right? Like 5 or 6? You played the first one a lot? I played the first one too quite a bit, but I just, man, I can't go back though. I can't go back. Flame says, I think I figured my echo problem on my OBS. Me watching my own stream from my other monitor. Just had to mute my monitor. Plus use noise suppression to eliminate any background noise. Well, that'll do it, Flame. That'll do it. I mean, hey, I've done it before too. But at least you figured it out. So anyways, we're going to run normal difficulty because I am not a glutton for pain or punishment.
Now go. Return to the land. To your destiny. Cry out. Call out your name.
I gotta call out my own name? Word? Seth. So I guess the main character's name is Seth. And if that is the case, I'm stick with it. His name is Seth. Or not. Wait, this game has online functionality? What the fuck? So yeah, man, Destiny 2 has a lot of mixed things about it, to be honest. But I feel like it is free to, since it is free to play up to a certain point, you could at least check it out. You know what I'm saying? Get a feel for it, establish your own opinion towards it. And if you like what they have so far, then maybe try out the other stuff or not. Because I don't get how Bungie keeps fucking it up. Well, before they fucked it up originally because they were part of Activision. That's what I attribute it to. Flame says, and saw girlfriend on Trails of Cold Steel 4 from Trails in the Sky. Wait, what? Oh, you talking about Josette? Yo, don't you be talking shit about Josette. I don't want to hear it, Flame. I don't want to fucking hear it. We do not slander Josette. Oh, Cheryl? Okay, yeah, that her too. She's the other one. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's too many. All right, we're going to change the name because we're not going to... Let me see here. Fuck, dude. I don't really want to call him Yogo, but like... You know, real talk, I don't give a shit. We're just going to leave his name as Seth. It's his name, because that's his name. We're just going to leave it as Seth. If his name is Seth, then he is Seth. No point changing it. So, I hope I can put this in like Japanese voice. It would suck a lot if I can't. Ooh, auto advance. Let's go. Dude, this 30 FPS though? Oh my god. Can I just start by saying this is like one of the most common JRPG openings? Like this happens a lot. And actually I wouldn't even say just JRPG, even in some like Western RPGs.
Where am I?
No,
Is
not English.
this what the crystal wished to show us?
Oh no.
Without a doubt, my lady. Where the light led, there he lay.
Are those voices? But whose?
'Twould seem he is a young man of the sea.
This is all a little unexpected.
What you mean,
I must
Pog?
say. But I trust you, Sir Sloan, and I
What
trust
you
the light
mean,
of the
Pog
crystal.
Champ?
He may not seem much, my lady, but appearances can be deceiving.
I'm gonna need this in Jap.
He is in need
I'm gonna
of
need it in
urgent
Japanese.
treatment. Let us return to town with all haste. We will talk more of what this means at a later juncture.
Can't believe I survived.
I'm losing my shit over here. I need this. I need Japanese dub. I need it. Where is it? I'm gonna be checking options the moment they give me control. I swear I'm gonna be checking that shit ASAP. Oh, that 30 FPS though. Like, I don't mind things at 30 FPS. I don't even notice the frames. I do. I do. I can see it. I don't like it.
Huh? Where am I?
You are in Halcyonia, in an inn. Don't be alarmed, you are quite safe.
I don't know about that.
Now that you appear to be capable of
Wait, can I
speaking,
pause this?
perhaps you could tell me a little
not?
about yourself.
Me?
Flame says,
Sure, I mean, I'm just a regular sailor, I guess.
well, Flame says, also Gordon Ramsay is added again on Hell's Kitchen season 20. Wait, there's a season fucking 20 of Hell's Kitchen? What the fuck? I'm gonna have to watch that. Dude, Gordon Ramsay, it's I'll put it one way. I might not always like the things Gordon Ramsay makes, even though He's like a god chef. He's a great entertainer. I mean, Danny says, especially when it's chocolate. Yeah, dude, this shit. Like, I don't know, man. I do not understand how people can be like, I don't mind 30 FPS. Like, I do. I need 60. Like, I can't wait for the Switch Pro. I hope the Switch Pro is so good that they like give like a 60 FPS option. You know how like the PlayStation 4 Pro did it. They gave the performance the performance option to get a little bit of boost in your frames per second. I need that. I fucking need that. Sad.
My ship got hit by this huge wave, and I was swept overboard. I don't remember anything after that. Guess I must have drifted here on the tide.
I see. Then perhaps it was the crystal's will after all.
Huh? What do you mean?
Am I going to buy it?
Ah,
Most likely.
our young
Most likely.
seafarer has awoken at last. Verily, thy plight hath troubled us greatly, friend. We had feared the very worst.
I will buy it if
This
there is
Sir
a
Sloane, the royal man-at-arms.
significant performance
what?
enhancement. For sure.
Come, my lady, we must make haste. It will not do to keep King Vernon waiting.
Indeed not. We will leave right away.
Wait, you're going to meet a king? Who exactly are you?
Princess.
Gloria of Musa, at your service.
Okay,
Princess
not-
Gloria
no.
of Musa, if you prefer my proper title.
Okay.
Although,
I was
since
right.
my kingdom was destroyed, I've been unsure whether I'm worthy of it any longer.
You're a princess.
I shall explain everything in due course. For now, you would do well to rest a while longer.
Sure. Okay.
You said if there's a game that piques your interest. All right, so this what would give me to buy the Switch Pro. If the Switch Pro offers a performance boost to previous titles, allowing, let's say, up to 60 FPS in majority of titles, doesn't have to be all, but majority of the titles, I'll probably get it. But if all it does is be like, hey, now you can plug into 4K TVs and have upscaling, but they still run at shitty 30 FPS, I'm gonna be like, well, then why do I want this? Why? Why would I get it? Well, maybe it has better cooling performance. That might be another reason. Because, for example, my Switch, personally, gets hot as fuck when I play something like Monster Hunter Rise. So that's something with better like cooling, like better internals, and how it all like more efficiency. Maybe that might also pique my interest in getting the Switch Pro. But for the most part, I'm not really looking for. I don't understand. Like, here's the thing. I really do not care for 4K, and I'll watch a lot of tech videos where people be like, yeah, if you're going to buy this super ultra graphics card, you're probably going to want to play your games in 4K. I'm like, no, why the fuck would I want to play the games in 4K? Like, literally, I want to squeeze out as many fucking frames per second as I can out of 1080p before I ever even consider fucking 4K. Because 4K, like, back when like the 20,000 or the 20 series Nvidia graphics card came out, they still struggled at to sustain games at 4K 60. So I was like, why the fuck do I want to play games at 4K 30 FPS? I want to play games at 1080p 250 360 frames per second. That's all I fucking care about. The frames. All I ever cared about. Danny says, do you think they'll charge extra to your games? Mm-mm. I don't see why they would charge extra. Like, I think it's literally just going to be Switch. Now, okay. Here's how I feel about it. If they try to pull what Sony is doing right now, All right, if PlayStation tries to, oh, not PlayStation, but if Nintendo tries to pull what PlayStation is doing with PS5, well, you already own the game on PS4, but if you pay us, we'll upgrade it for you to the PS5 version. No, motherfucker, if I already own the game, just let me fucking play the game on the system. This is the reason why I don't hate Sony, don't hate PlayStation, but I strongly dislike them for that reason. And it is one of the main reasons why I look at the Xbox ecosystem and I say it's better than PlayStation. Even though a lot of the games that I like are on PlayStation, I still think Xbox is better simply because if I've owned it previously, if I've owned the game previously, I can play it. So if I owned it on Xbox, if I owned it on Xbox 360, if I owned it on Xbox One, I can play it on the Xbox Series X or Series S. And that's not the same thing that can be said with Sony. And some people don't care about backwards compatibility, but it's not about backwards compatibility. It's the principle. It is the principle of the preservation of games that I am a very strong advocate of. So if Nintendo decides to charge me again to upgrade a game I've already paid for, I probably won't be interested. It sucks. It really does suck. I don't think Nintendo would do it, but if they did, hypothetically, it would be a detrimental factor to my consideration of whether or not I would get the Switch Pro or not. Not saying I wouldn't get the Switch Pro, but it would impact the decision. That's what I will say. All right. Moving the story forward. All right, it's time to get your adventure underway. Any key locations you need to visit in order to move the story forward will be indicated by the yellow icon. Why not start by seeing where it leads you? If you ever get confused about what you're supposed to be doing, you can always press and hold R to check on your current objectives. Ooh, got Phoenix down, boy.
Feeling better now, are you?
Yeah. Thanks for letting me stay here.
Don't mention it. It's only right to help people out when they're in need.
Well, thanks all the same. So this place is called Halcyonia, right? Can't say I've ever heard of it. Where exactly are we?
Ah, I didn't think you were from around here. All right, let me show you on a map.
All right.
Here we are.
What the? This map doesn't make any sense. Where the heck am I?
I heard you met with something of a calamity.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. My ship was hit by a giant wave. Must have been a freak storm or something.
Oh dear. Yes, we've been hearing a lot about enormous waves and the like lately. We're all right here in the city, but I heard they wreaked havoc down on the coast.
That doesn't sound good. Maybe I should go check it out. See if I can figure out what happened to me.
That doesn't sound good. I should go check it out. Okay.
Seaside's not far south of here. Follow the road out of town, and you'll be there in a jiffy. Tell you what, why don't you take the map with you in case you get lost?
This is what I don't like. I hate it when people will be like, you know what? That doesn't sound good at all. I'm going to go see it anyways. Why? Why? That is not the thing I want to hear my protagonist say. It is not the thing. Is not the first thing I want to hear my protagonist say. Where's your motivation? What's going on, Knox? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Tuesday evening. But yeah. It's like, I'm just saying, man. Why is this dude like, that doesn't sound good? I'm gonna go take a look at it. Like, bruh. Like, I need this in Japanese.
Really? Thanks.
I need this in Japanese. That's what I need. I'm immediately going to go check and see if I can. Ah, yes, the main menu is now accessible. Finally. Settings, voice language. Ah, Japanese. Oh, so good. You know what though? I'm gonna let you guys decide. I want to see yes for Japanese or no for English. If anybody that want me to play it in English, you better say no now. Otherwise, I'm gonna change it to fucking Japanese. I'm gonna give y'all some time. I'm gonna give y'all some time. Knox, you supposed to... I thought we were friends, Knox. I thought we were friends. It's your stream, dude. It's your own call. I don't... Well, see, here's the thing. Yeah, it's my stream. My call was to ask y'all because I want to put on this stream for y'all. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me personally, but if y'all want to watch it in English, then I'll play it in English. If y'all want to watch it in Japanese, then I'll play it in Japanese. So this allows y'all to have some say in what I do, but it's 2-1 and 1 maybe. That means we going to English. All right, English it is then. I'm not gonna change it. We got 2 votes for English. I will increase the text speed though. Choose whether or not L can be used to trigger the default command during battle. Not sure about that. Depth blur on. Let's see. What else we got? Shit, what is that? Difficulty normal. All right, we'll leave it on normal for now. Okay. All right, Y to apply. Out of here. All right, English it is. Oh wait, my class is freelancer. Oh yeah, that's right. This game has like crazy amount of classes, doesn't it? You remember playing with Chris back in the day, and whenever you got the controller from him, the controls were always inverted? That was Chris, wasn't it? I never really, like, that's one of those small things I just completely forgot about, but that's exactly right. It was weird as fuck. I do not know how he played that way. He was built different. Yeah, for real, bro. Fucking for real. He was hella built differently. Actually, I heard he got a PC recently. And then the first game he decided he wanted to play was Genshin Impact. Definitely built differently. Definitely built differently. The first game you get on a gaming or on a PC is fucking Genshin Impact. Okay, bro. All right, you'll find various helpful establishments in the villages, towns, and cities you visit on your adventure. Shops. These sell equipment, items, and other vital supplies. Inns. Rest here to recover HP at MP. If you're struggling to find a particular establishment, press right stick to get a zoomed out view of your current location. Sounds good. If you need to get somewhere quickly, you can push and hold ZR to break into a run. Why can't they just call that R2? I mean, I guess it's because like fucking that's a PlayStation term, but the Z in like ZL and ZR has always fucked me up. I have never been able to get regular R and ZR separate from each other. I always think they're the same. Like I literally always think they're the same button. And okay, so I can hold ZR to break into a run, and if you're the sort of person who always in a hurry, you can open the menu and go to the options setting to have our hero run by default. Cool. Wait, is it like... Oh, so it's like a full-on fucking sprint when you hold ZR. Yo, let's check the panoramic view. That's actually pretty cool. It literally looks like you're playing in like a painting almost. Like it actually looks really fucking good. Like this game's looks really good. I just wish it was 60 FPS.
Princess Gloria, thank you for joining us.
Damn.
I think you may have some inkling of why I have summoned you here. It concerns the future of the Musen royal line. It has been 3 years now since you came here to our kingdom. And while I can only imagine your pain at having lost your realm under such tragic circumstances, there comes a time when one must turn from the past and begin to look forward. I wonder if you might consider making your stay here a more long-term arrangement. Prime Minister Horton has convinced me that in finding you a suitable match,
I knew it. Motherfucker wants her to get married to someone in the kingdom. That's fucked.
Has he indeed?
Thank you, Your Majesty. Yes, with King Vernon's permission, I have instructed my heralds to canvass potential
Waiting for the tomboy princess to be like, no.
Princess Gloria. Musa's unfortunate end need not mean the end of its illustrious line, after all.
I see. And have you any thoughts on the matter, Sir Sloane?
Wait, hold on a second. The fucking dude on the left looks like he's evil. He might not be, but he look evil. He looks like he a bad guy. He look like he up to no good. I wouldn't trust him. With a face like that, I wouldn't trust him.
The honorable gentleman's line of reasoning is not without merit. Such an arrangement would
It's the signature
indeed
mustache.
benefit Musa in the long term.
True. Well, not only that, but also his eyes. Like, look at, he look like a snake,
Your
like he's
reputation
conniving.
as both a warrior and a thinker is well deserved, I see.
Yet I would
yes, I
not
see.
dream to speak for Her Highness, of course. 'Tis she and she alone who must decide.
King Vernon, your concern for my well-being is, as ever, far more than I deserve. Alas, I have a sacred duty to perform before I can even begin to consider such worldly affairs. This being so, I'm afraid I have no choice but to respectfully decline your suggestion.
What? How dare you treat my... I mean, King Vernon's
That's the,
kind offices
catalyst for
with
turning
such
that man evil
disdain?
right there.
Why, a match has been all but agreed already. Do you wish His Majesty to look a fool?
that will be quite enough, Horton. We have no right to expect anything of Princess Gloria beyond her
The beginning of his
kindness in
descent
hearing us
into
out.
madness.
We are friends and allies of long standing, and her wishes will be respected. If it is not impolite to ask, Your Highness, what is this sacred duty of which you speak?
The time has come for me to recover my kingdom's greatest treasures, the 4 crystals.
All right, hold on. You know what's funny? This is the funniest thing to me, is when non-Final Fantasy games, like this game it only has the Final Fantasy mythos. It's built on the Final Fantasy mythos, but it's not considered a Final Fantasy. But it's more of a Final Fantasy than some other Final Fantasy games because it actually focuses on the thing that majority or the OG Final Fantasies were built on, which were the crystals. It feels like the further we've gotten into the Final Fantasy numbered titles, the further they gotten from like the crystals. And to see a spin-off game focus, like return to form and focus on the crystals, it feels kind of ironic to me.
Fortunately, thanks to Sir Sloane, the Wind Crystal is safely in my possession already, but the whereabouts of the others remain unknown. And that does not bode well. Fire, water, wind, earth, nature's masters. The crystal's power exceeds the hand of man, and if unleashed, would bring down death, disaster, calamity, and blight upon the land. I learned those lines as soon as I could talk. And if I understand them correctly, the troubled seas may be merely the first among many calamities to come.
It is my duty, no, my destiny, as Princess of Musa, to do all that I can to prevent further misfortune befalling our world. And I shall fulfill it.
That was the most cliche shit I've heard ever. It is my duty. No, my destiny. Like, why?
Very well. I understand completely. Princess Gloria, you must go. You must fulfill your destiny.
Thank you, King Vernon. Your understanding in the matter is much appreciated.
Duh.
There it is. That man's descent into madness. Going full on evil. All right, here we are. Beyond the city limits. When you're out and about in the field, it's a good idea to take a look around you and get the lay of the land as you travel. Flame says Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 5 have job crystals. Final Fantasy 4 crystals open up the way to the moon. Yes, and as I said, more of the OG Final Fantasies focus more on crystals than later entries into the numbered titles. So like even though, like, for example, if I'm not mistaken, Final Fantasy 9 on the back cover of Final Fantasy 9's PlayStation 1 box art, it mentions crystals in the description on the back, in the the back of the box summary. But that is the most prevalent crystals ever were in the game, because they weren't the primary crystals, weren't the focus of the actual story, which is ironic because crystals are huge, they have a huge importance to the Final Fantasy mythos, and always have. They always have. It's just, this is why I think the future titles, like the more recent titles of Final Fantasy, have departed from the older ones. Whereas crystals were something quantifiable in the previous games, the newer Final Fantasies, crystals have become more unquantifiable. Like, their physical presence isn't necessarily that prevalent, but they are present in a way. What do you mean? Garnet was pretty important in 9. I mean, what are you trying to say? That her, because her name is basically like a crystal, that is the reason why she was important? Or Dagger, if you went that route. I mean, she was always Garnet. She just asked you to call her Dagger, right? That shit was funny, though. I still, dude, Final Fantasy 9 is still my favorite Final Fantasy, though. Aside from that, yeah, so basically Final Fantasy 9, it literally on the box summary, back of the box summary, it does mention crystals, but they don't actually they're not like tangible. What about Final Fantasy 15 though? Final Fantasy 15 though did bring back some relevance to crystals. And I actually, real talk though, I do think 16 is going to be, crystals are going to be even more prevalent in the story. But it's been like, even in the 15, even in 15, you go through pretty much majority of the story without any so much as like conversation really about it. It just kind of becomes important the moment it's necessary in the story. Like literally, it's once the story goes from being open world to linear, that's when the crystal becomes important. And that's literally like around the end of the game. Flame says Dagger was her commoner name, Zidane suggested. Exactly. He was still Garnet though. Still Garnet. She will forever and always be Garnet in our hearts. Princess Garnet. Or Queen Garnet by the time the game ends. Forgot about that. Spoilers for people who haven't played like a, what is it, going on 10-year, 20-year-old game now. All right. If you're using the standard two-handed controls, R will move the camera. Pressing R will expand to shrink the mini-map. Nice. Okay, what else? When you're out in the field, you can explore a dungeon. You can press Y to swing your sword. Try using it to cut grass and find something. Who was in your crew of Final Fantasy 9? Oh, bro. Fucking Zidane, Vivi, Freya, and Garnet. When I couldn't have them in the squad, I would have probably Zidane. What's her name? Fuck, I forget the short girl. Forget her fucking name. But that just goes to show you who I barely had in the party. The only, I remember Coral. Is that her name? Coral? Aiko. Aiko. Okay, so yeah, Aiko. So, I do remember Armred. So there were times, so all right. So at certain points, I had every character in the party at least one. So Armred, I did have him in the part. Amaranth, excuse me. I did have him in the party, but I didn't keep him there. Steiner, to be honest with you, Steiner came in clutch a lot of times for me, but I didn't keep him in the party. If I'm not mistaken, her name is Beatrice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I loved her. I loved her, but Garnet, it was tough between Garnet and her. And fucking who else? I believe her name was, or its name was like Queena. I did have Freya. I literally said Freya. I said my first squad was Zidane, Vivi, Freya, and Garnet. That was my squad, yo. I had the thief, I had the white mage, I had the black mage, and I had the dragoon. No tank though. Sorry, this ain't Final Fantasy 14. Steiner and Beatrix are a gluttony of MP. Queena is OP god tier. I agree. I just didn't keep her in the party, unfortunately. I did not keep Queena in the party. Oh my god. Oh, these frames. Where are my frames at? I'm gonna need my frames, please. Oh, frames, please. Oh my god. This shit that's bad. Like, getting frame drops just turning the motherfucking camera, bro. I want to explore though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get into like a fight. I want to experience combat in this game. Oh, what? There's a day-night cycle in this shit? Yo, and he pulls out a fucking lantern. That's cool as fuck. It literally feels like I'm playing like in like a pop-out storybook or some shit. I wanted to turn back daytime. How long does it take to turn back to day? But what else? Let's see here. I'm not forgetting any characters in Final Fantasy 9, am I? Actually, you want to know who my favorite character in Final Fantasy 9 was? Blank. Blank was my favorite character in Final Fantasy 9. And you have to go the entire game without, dude. He was so badass.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I heard it was bad, but this is something else.
You should have seen the size of the waves. They smashed absolutely everything to
A monster! Quickly, get out of here. Watch out, guys. No big deal.
Alright, two commands form the key components of the Bravely series unique battle system, Brave and Default. Use Default to accumulate built-up power and Brave to unleash it. Brave. The Brave command is a potent offensive technique that enables a character to spend BP in order to increase the number of actions they can perform that turn. You can use it to string together chains of up to 4 moves using an item, then attacking 3 times, for example. It's even possible to borrow BP against future turns, enabling you to pile on the pressure when the time is right. Final Fantasy Tactics has a really good war story. Final Fantasy Tactics is just probably one of the best Final Fantasy stories. One of the best Final Fantasy stories, in my opinion. I love Final Fantasy Tactics a lot. Well, here we go. Default. The command is a powerful defensive maneuver that enables a character to hunker down and bank their action for that turn in the form of Brave points. Safest way Okay. Regular attack.
It's nothing. You'll have to try harder than that.
I gotta stop. Stop accidentally using thunder on these guys.
Okay then.
But one is weak to thunder. They're all weak to random shit, so we're just gonna attack. It's probably the best thing to do.
Okay, what's the plan?
And also, another thing you could do is instead of saying self-employed, you could use, if the music side of it is what you're talking about, instead of saying self-employed music producers, you could say signed music producer with such record label instead of saying self-employed music producer. I'm not sure if they were like you were referring to two of the same things, but just if you were talking about the music producing with self-employed, then you could actually, instead of saying self-employed, you could say,
okay then,
you know, you're signed.
You right? Ooh, right in the sockets.
Here I go. More where that came from.
Not bad, eh?
I just want the treasure chest. Give me the treasure chest. What's that? Was that a save? It is a save. Which is perfect opportunity to save and then exit to the title screen, because it is 8:58, which means it is about that time for me to start wrapping things up. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really make it very far in the game per se. But that might be a flaw on my part as a video game player, because I have a very strong tendency to take the path of least resistance. Meaning, if I could just grind out several levels before actually doing the story, I'm probably going to do that. Because I don't know how long they're going to leave Sir Sloan in the party. So why not take advantage of the fact that Sir Sloan is in the party and just milk some free levels? I might be the only one who thinks that when it comes to a game such as Bravely Default 2. But, I mean, you know, I'm curious as to how many people have actually done that. They probably got Sir Sloan in their party and were like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go save the princess now. Rather than, oh, I got Sir Sloan in my party. Oh shit, he heals. Oh shit, he revives. Oh shit, he fucking one-shots these enemies. Oh, this is free EXP. Like, I wonder how many people thought that Sir Sloan in the party was free EXP. I don't know. And the fact that they let you just go anywhere with him in your party is fucking crazy. Like, they literally just let you go fucking anywhere with this dude in your party, which is kind of cool. Like, I've been pushing the limits to see where the game would stop me. Where's the game going to say, okay, all right, that's enough, yo, stop it, go do the fucking story, buddy. No, the game's just been like, oh, you want to go that way? Sure, go ahead, man. Keep on. Yeah, you can keep going that way. Oh, you want to go this way too? Sure, go ahead. Go as far as you want. At least that's how it seems so far. I mean, the leveling has gotten really slow though. So I'm like level 6, 7-ish. I forget the exact. In there somewhere. And I'm basically just slowly gathering levels. And I wonder if that is by design, right? Like, not necessarily because, oh, you're strong, higher level now, so these monsters take longer to kill and your leveling is slow. But I wonder if it's by design in the aspect of, if you have Sir Sloan in your party and you reach this level, okay, that means you're probably using dude to level up, and we're going to slow your leveling down. That's what I'm curious I don't know though. I'd be interested to find out. But for now, I'm fine either way. Shit's fun. The shit is fun. I'm just gonna try not to milk it too hard. I'm gonna try not to milk it too hard, so I can just keep keep progressing in the story. We'll see come tomorrow if we end up playing Bravely Default 2 again tomorrow. Otherwise, who knows? Who fucking knows? But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to oh, that's what I forgot to mention. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis comes out June 9th, which is next week, Wednesday. I will probably play that on stream. I'll probably be playing that on stream for a bit. Not entirely sure how long I plan to commit to Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, but if I really fucking like it, I'll probably commit quite a bit. Only time will tell. We will find out come June 9th when Phantasy Star Online 2. Is it a complete overhaul? For the most part, yes. So it goes from being a linear, like the zones have gone from being kind of like an open linear kind of design to being completely open world. Like completely open world. There's no going to the portal to go to a mission shit anymore, going to the counter to go on a mission kind of shit. No. It's literally you run out of the base into the world it seamlessly, basically, with open world events and all that shit. And they like the I would say what is kind of the same might be a bit of the like combat with some modifications, but to accommodate the more vertical aspect that they added into combat now, if I'm not mistaken. But it looks really good graphically. It looks great. It definitely does look improved over Phantasy Star Online 2 base version, and I can't wait to play it. I really cannot wait to play it. I've been looking forward. Oh, also I think they overhauled the story too. I almost completely forgot about that, because the story for Phantasy Star Online 2, it existed, but you might as well say it was non-existent, because it basically was non-existent. But I think with New Genesis, I think they redid the story mode as well, like the story as well, to make it, I think, more part of the adventure now. I forget, but I don't know. I have to see. I really want to know if they added, like, if they made the story more part of the gameplay experience, because in base version of Phantasy Star Online 2, the story was literally, you might as well just say it was tacked on. And not only was it tacked on, but it was like half-ass. It was like a half-ass tacked on story mode. It was terrible. The story might have been good, but the execution was bad. And it was sad. Like, it was really fucking sad. Because I wanted to I wanted to say Phantasy Star Online 2 is like my favorite MMO. But the story, the story aspect of it was horrible. But what I plan to do is, I'm actually going to, or I have been trying to reinstall Phantasy Star Online 2 so I can like familiarize myself with controls. I'll probably be playing Phantasy Star Online 2 offline once I transfer my account from the Xbox service to the Steam service. So that's what I was actually trying to do that today before stream. I just ran out of time. I ran out of time to do it. So, but tomorrow off stream, I'll probably be playing Phantasy Star Online 2 for a bit, because I just want to refamiliarize myself with controls. I want to learn how to play it with controller, because when I last played Phantasy Star Online 2, I was playing it with mouse and keyboard. And so I want to actually play it with controller, because it basically looks kind of designed, if I'm not mistaken, it's basically designed to be played with controller, except for in some of the menus, like, you know, loading into the game kind of thing. But who knows? I will find out. Can't wait for fucking new Genesis. I wonder how many people are going to play that though. I wonder how many people are going to play it. I know, actually, I say that, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to fucking hop on new Genesis when it comes out. But June 9th, anybody interested in Phantasy Star Online 2 and want to get into it, especially the new version of it, new Genesis, I definitely recommend it. It's going to be coming out June 9th. Globally. Also, it's coming out June 9th globally. My only thing is, here's the only thing I do not know. I do not know if New Genesis is going to be a separate install from the current Phantasy Star Online 2 version, or is just going to be an update. I don't know. But with that said, as you all know, stream Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes ending early, sometimes ending late. Today, we're ending slightly on time. And yeah, would like to thank all my Liquors, Chatters, and VOD watchers for being here. I appreciate it. Sorry that y'all had to sit through me just grinding in the fucking Bravely Default 2. I may just do that off stream just to see how far I can go. Aside from that, catch you later, Danny. Hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody. Let the music play.